What's the story, guys? Today's episode is proudly sponsored by Tidal Sports Recovery Spray. Now, do you know when you find a product that works so well for you, you want to spread it around the world and tell everybody, especially when it comes to pain. Being someone that suffered with a lot of pain, back pain, neck pain for most of my life, even to where it had to have surgery on my neck, I've tried pretty much every single cream that you can get. Bengay, Icy Hot, Tiger Balm, all those kind of creams for aches and pains. None of it works. Nothing. Zero. Until now. Tidal Hemp-Powered Sports Recovery Spray. It's got CBD, and it's just really, really changed my life. I would never put my name on something that I didn't really and truly 100% believe in. Tidalsport.com. If you want to change all your pain needs, go and grab yourself some of this. It's awesome. Today, our guests are being fed by the Aussie Project, traditional Australian food. The taste of Australia. We're bringing Australia right over here to Las Vegas, so we're feeding our guests with some of the tastiest meat pies and sausage rolls, the Aussie Project, and let me tell you something, we're delivering free here in Las Vegas. And of course, today's episode is proudly fueled by...
In Ireland, the highest form of compliment in any pub is an insult, so I'm considered quite complimentary. Proper number 12, Irish whiskey.
The Marcus Deegan Show. Welcome to the podcast, everybody. Thanks for joining us once again here in Sin City. If you are new to this channel, make sure you like, subscribe, and hit that bell so every time we drop a new podcast, you can share it and tell your friends about it. I'm so happy to be here in the studio today. We've already had an awesome time already, and the show's just got it started. I think I'm on maybe my second Modelo, and I'm only drinking Modelo because my next guest is one of the biggest Modelo drinkers in the planet. Well, let me tell you something about this right now. You know when things happen, when you talk about things, everyone talks about, you see it, you talk about it, you believe it, then it happens. You see it like a movie in your brain. My next guest has been doing this, and we did this about 6 months ago. I had this man in the studio and his amazing manager, and what was actually said was, when he gets the strap, we're going to bring him back in and we're going to do this again. You hear that? When he gets the strap, the belt, the first Mexican UFC champion. This has just been something that has blown away not only the country of Mexico, but all around the world. Here's a champion that has stepped in and done something that a lot of people, that no one's ever done. And he's here in the studio today. I was just so happy and proud at that moment when it happened. We're going to talk about through the podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please welcome to the Marcus Deegan Show. The champ is here. UFC's first Mexican champion, Brandon Moreno. What's up, brother?
Man, amazing introduction. Man, thank you so much. Everything was a kind of fast after the first time here.
Yeah.
We was talking about the fight in December against Figueiredo, talking about the rematch, when we can be the next one, the date, the month, the day. And then here I am, with my team here with you, talking about how we did it, and it's amazing.
Well, how was your intro into the building today? We had a little surprise for you downstairs. Can you talk about that really quickly?
A mini party,
Yeah.
mariachi, food, everything.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was special, you know? Thank you so much for that, man.
UFC's first Mexican champion, Brandon Moreno. What's up, brother? Well, it was been absolutely my pleasure. And when you say you got your team here, yes, you certainly do. So I'm going to introduce a couple of those boys. This guy gets younger and more. Did you just go to Elliot and Co before you got here, or what?
I went on Saturday.
Yeah,
Saturday.
Because your hair is always looking on point. I mean, this guy has got one of the biggest sports agencies in the world. He's got more mixed martial artists on the roster than anyone else. He's really, really becoming the juggernaut of this industry, and I'm so happy to have him back in the house again. Probably one of the best guys I've met in this industry, Mr. Jason House. What's up, brother?
How's it going, man?
I'm so happy that you spoke your word, and I really, really love men of their word.
Yes.
And you said what was going to happen, and it happened, and I just appreciate you guys so much.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier when we were at the after party, I told Elliot, man, I can't wait to go see Marcus because we've been talking about this. You and I have always been texting and DMing back and forth, and I just felt like, man, this happened just like we called it.
Yeah, and it did. Now was that you were that confident on it back then? Were you like, there's no doubt that this is going to happen. There's just absolutely no doubt. He's going to get that belt. He's going to become champ. Did you know that in your head?
I was very confident after the fight just because I saw Brandon's focus. To do something for 180 days in between, Brandon didn't have a day off. He really didn't. I mean, I could tell. I was talking to him almost daily. I knew that we were on the right path. And I knew, like, I was bugging the UFC, like, man, give us a date, because we were ready. I felt like, if anything, the first fight confirmed what we believed, that we were there to be champ, and the second fight we were going to really make a distinct, finish, and we did.
Yeah. When you have a day off, when you're preparing for something like that, and you don't have a day off or two, do you just want to train every day when you're preparing for something that just happened, like winning the championship of the world, or is rest really, really a huge part of it as well?
I mean, after the fight?
No, like preparing for the fight.
Preparing for the fight, it's hard because, I mean, I said this before, and because it's true, I mean, this training camp was hard, was tough. Maybe the most tough of my career, because it was so long, since the fight against Figueiredo in December. Was 6 months thinking about this guy, thinking about the game plan, doing drills in the gym, the boxing, the grappling. The game plan, I think, is weird because you always think about the game plan in the fight, but in the fight, something happened and you need to change right there all the game plan, and you need to do something different. But man, the game plan was perfect and it works very, very nice. And the kicks put impression since the first minute of the first round, be aggressive, make him uncomfortable every single round, try to take him down, control him, the jab, everything, and
the elbow.
That was a great elbow. That was.
I need to work a little bit more with my elbow, with my Muay Thai in general. And I was working with my new Muay Thai coach, Pedro Joya. He lives in Puerto Vallarta, but started to go to Tijuana for help me a little bit. And he came here to Vegas with my teammates in Tijuana, and we start to work a little bit with the elbows. That works too, and that's impressive. That's really good.
You know what? I touched up on the fight this morning. I did watch it again this morning. I've watched it maybe 15 or 20 times. I don't know. I've watched it a lot because it's funny, like there's some fights that you watch that really give you an emotional feeling inside. Jason, I'm sure this happens for you a lot because you have a lot of fighters on the roster. But when you're just a pleb and just a bum in the seat like me that just wants to watch, there's certain fights that you get that really you feel emotionally attached while you're watching them. And to me, that is such an amazing part of the UFC, is that you get emotionally attached to these fighters. And of course I've met Brandon a couple of times, but I've seen the adulation that's happened for him from the fans, the emotion from the fans. Did you notice that?
The crowd that night, the energy, I've never felt anything like that before, and I probably won't feel like that ever again. I think Elliot feels the same way. Oh man, I could feel it in my chest so hard. I was like, oh man, this is happening.
I definitely anything like that, and I know, I think it was really brilliant on the UFC's, part, doing that fight there because, Phoenix, Arizona is such a big Latin market, such a big population of, Hispanics. So, I mean, the crowd was just, from the minute Brandon walked out, it was just pro Brandon. I've been to a lot of big events. It was crazy.
I really feel the energy is different. You know, after the pandemic, after all these problems last year,
Yeah, exactly.
the energy, the people feels very, very different.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let's introduce to the podcast my main man right here. This man's been cutting my hair for a long, long time. And you might be looking at me right now and thinking, did you get Botox? Did you have filler? Have you had a facelift? Have you lost weight? No. I went to Elliot & Co's yesterday and I got a new sleek haircut. What's up, Elliot?
What's up, brother? How you doing?
I'm so glad that you're on the team with these guys. And I know you guys are traveling around and getting everyone, like this man was all slicked up in a beautiful suit. You fix everyone's hair. Do you think preparing someone so they feel good and look good is an advantage for them when they're going into such a war?
You know, I think that it is an absolute necessity. You know what I mean? I do feel that, and because I've just been doing it so long, you know, I know that fight week for a lot of fighters, it's a big part of, you know, they want to come in. They want to make sure that they look good. You know, they're on camera. That, you know, their faces, you know, their moneymaker. You know what I mean? Besides, you know, their hands and their feet and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? But they want to look good, and it's just a moment or a part of their week where they can kind of relax and calm down. When they're in the chair, when they're sitting with me, you know what I mean? It's their time to just kind of take a breath, you know, ease up.
Why was this one so special for you, Elliot?
Man, because, you know, the last couple of years that I've been taking care of Brandon, I've kind of watched him, you know, evolve. Even like his hair has evolved, you know, since he's been with me, you know what I mean? But I mean, just the connection that I have, you know, with him and with Jason and with the, you know, with Team Iridium, you know. I just tell you what, man, I'm gonna tell, you know, this little gem. The rest of these management teams in MMA, they need to step the game up, get a personal groomer on staff, like my man Jason's guy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, once again, what's the slogan? Feel good.
Look good, feel good, fight good.
Look good, feel good, fight good.
Yeah.
You attest to
Man,
that?
and you know what? In that point, I remember that moment before Elliot came to my room. I was nervous because that's normal, you know. You are almost fight for the, you know, the biggest fight in your career, in your life. So I was very nervous, just thinking of the fight, thinking about figuring again, you know, like the 6 months, like all the 6 months.
Right.
And then Elliot came to my room and started to help me with my hair, with my suit. And it's weird because a lot of people say like, hey, in that moment you need to be focused in the fight. But no, man, some distractions just like that help you to feel better, you know, like, okay, just think different, not just in the fight, help you, you know,
so
your emotions.
Are you saying Elliot & Co had a little part in you winning that championship?
100%.
Damn right I did, baby.
100%.
Oh,
And you know what, man? I mean, and look, dude, I'm telling you, you know, like the photos and the pictures, you know what I mean, of Brandon. Like you could see, there's a video. We have, you know, a video.
Yeah.
And it was right when he got his suit on, and you could just see like the confidence. He just look. I mean, not that he's not already. The guy is crazy confident. Look at what he does. But I mean, I'm telling you, when you put a suit on a man. You know what I mean? Especially in that moment, and you stand up a little straighter. Your posture's a little more, you know, straighter. It's just he just looks so sharp, and it was just so dope to see him walk out. You see that confidence. There was a part when he's walking out and he's holding his coffee and he's getting ready to go into the elevator and he goes, "Let's go." And I was like, oh, it was just some boss shit. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's dope, man.
Yeah. Well, that was going to be one of my questions, Brandon. Is there a moment when you're in that dressing room before you walk out to that cage where you're by yourself and you look at yourself in the mirror and what do you say to yourself, like in that when you're in that last moment before you walk out? What do you say?
I am the best. That's it. I'm the best, you know. Soy el mejor is in Spanish. But I am the best. I'm ready to die if it's necessary. But man, that belt will be mine, definitely, you know. And it's simple. It's very, very simple because I was thinking just in that. I am the best. But man, the power of those words is different, you know. The power to... You are the man. You are the best. You can do it. I mean, it's your life. You can change your life with this fight. You can do it, man. And then just start to walk into the octagon with the people, with the crowd. Again, the different energy. The people a little bit more emotional than other times. I mean, at least I remember. Man, what, you know? That's it. I'm the best. I was the best, and I'm the best today, and I will the best forever.
Is that why? When all that does start to happen, once the fight was over and you had won the fight, there was a moment there for maybe about maybe about 30 seconds where it looked like you were just so calm and you were just, it actually hadn't hit you yet. Were you just savoring, oh my God, this it happened. What? And then it hit you and the emotion came. Is that what was happening in that moment when you were just so calm and then it just hit you?
Man, you know what? I remember the fight in LFA, before to go back to UFC, was the same, because in that moment my life was like very bad, a lot of problems in that moment. Then I meet Jason, started to work with Iridium, and everything changed. But I remember the fight in LFA when I fought against what is the name? Michael Perez.
Perez, yeah.
I won the title in LFA. I won again, and everything's like, oh, thanks God, everything is better now. Everything changed, everything. So I felt like, just imagine that it's my goal of my career, working so hard for this, 15 years doing this sport, 10 years like professional. Imagine that I can touch my dream right now. Touch my dream right now and say all the people very excited, all the crowd screaming my name, very happy, and then start all the emotions coming to my body, and man, was it I don't know how many years I can be the champion. Maybe 10 years, maybe next fight I lost. I don't know nothing, man. I mean, I know that, but man, that moment,
that was it? Yeah, a unique feeling. You never felt anything like that before?
No, never, man. That was special.
A completely foreign, alien feeling that you feel that makes you feel so good. That's got to be ecstasy right there.
Definitely, man. I don't know, man. Obviously, I need new goals because I know I can do something great in this sport.
Right. And you think that's what happens when you achieve a goal that's so high like that, and once you get it and it plans out exactly how you were going to do it, does that give you the confidence to be able to, okay, if I did that, I can do this?
Yes, man. Yeah. Actually, I feel very excited and motivated,
Right.
Because I have the title now, but it's not enough. It's not the end of the way, I want to be a superstar. I want to make build a legacy, not just in my country. I know I have the necessary skills to build a legacy around the world, and man, I want to do it. I want to do that, and I'm ready. And
such an achievement for Iridium as well. And obviously, I was watching all the footage of you guys afterwards, and oh man, Jason had tears in his eyes, and everyone was jumping up and down. Was that how special was that moment for you? And was it one of the pinnacle moments of your career as far as since you've been doing this?
Oh, it definitely is one of the pinnacle moments of our career. I just think at the moment it happened so fast because he was defending the grip and he kind of put it down like he was in a tap. Then he went to defend again, and then he went to tap, and it took me like 2 seconds for it to finally like hit. When everyone started jumping, like oh my God, it's over. And I kind of just buried my face in my hands and just started crying because kind of like he was saying, like years of hard work, years of accumulation had finally cashed in, right? And like you said, you're creating new goals now. You're raising the bar. I texted Brandon on New Year's Eve. I said, man, the word for this year is belts, because I wanted to get my black belt in jiu-jitsu, what I got. And I said, you're going to get your gold belt. So it's black and gold. That's how we're talking about it. And so we both did it, you know what I mean? And it was great to see him have his moment, because I'm telling you guys, he paid the iron price these last 6 months. I wish people really could have seen how good and how hard he was working for his training camp. I mean, he really left no stone unturned. And I know everyone that says that, this is the best camp ever. Everyone always says that. But I'm telling you, and you have to think, like you said, think of Figueiredo every day for 6 months. You're trying to hang out with your daughters, you're thinking about Figueiredo. Spend time with your wife, think about Figueiredo. Eat food, you know what I mean? That's all he did. And I know it because I've talked to him daily.
He named his dog Figueiredo.
Yeah. No, but I mean, I just don't think people realize, like, to spend that much time for one moment. Even staying healthy, right? Like, he was training so hard at one point. I called this coach, I don't know if he told you. I called him. I was like, man, he's training like a madman, like a possessed demon. Like, we need to calm this down because we may not get to the finish line. But he was ready. He was. I mean, he came in.
Yeah.
A whole new figure too. And I think Joe Rogan even commented that you saw him. Like, I mean, he came in. Like I said, everything, the diet, the training conditioning. I mean, he has so many great people in his corner. I don't want to forget anyone. So many great people that he has entrusted, that he's chosen to be in his team, that led to this moment.
There was a lot of things that were different in that fight than there were in the first fight. And one thing that I kept thinking of the whole time is after your first fight with Figueiredo, you told me that you had your arm was sore from snapping that jab so much. As soon as you started snapping that jab and landing, I'm thinking, Oh man, I hope his arm doesn't give out again. I hope his arm's okay. But you pretty much dominated from the beginning to the end in every aspect. You were so much sharper. Your accuracy seemed a lot better. And of course, as Jason mentioned, your physique. What did you change up drastically this camp than the first one?
I mean, we was talking about the mentality that was on point, and to me, that was the key of the victory. 100%. Sorry. But yeah, talking about the game plan, I work so hard with my strength and conditioning. I improved too much my cardio, to put a hard pace and starting their fight, I think that was the mistake of Figueiredo, because he wanted to be a little bit more smart and throw less and move around the octagon, use his angles. Man, you can't do that if the other guy is prepared for a war,
Yeah.
You need to go to a war. You need to do some answer, to do something. And that's what has his mistake. So I was prepared for that. I worked so hard with my strength and conditioning. I'm stronger and I'm faster than other camps so far. I was working in the PI, and they test you, and I improved my strength. I improved my cardio. My explosivity. I improved that. That was the physical part. The game plan, again, the jab. The first fight was just I throw just one hard jab, and that's it, and it works,
Yeah.
But in this fight, I tried to not just one, like 3, 4, 5. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
And that works too much. Try to kick more. Try to grapple a little bit more too. And that was the end of the fight. Taking the body lock, going to the ground, taking his back, and.
Was the choke out the envisioned way of finishing it, or was that just something that happened and were you happy with the way that it finished?
It's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care,
Doesn't matter, right?
I don't care.
Get the job done, baby. Just get the job done.
Yeah, right.
Obviously, I wanted to knock him out, but the guy stopped. I was working in some special movements in the fight. Doesn't work, but man, at the end of the day, I have the belt.
Yeah. With any strikes that he got you with in that fight, did they feel any different than the first fight, or did they feel less?
His power, though?
Yeah.
He connects some punches, but nothing special like the first time, because he feels uncomfortable. Actually, we was watching his other fights in the UFC, and he's amazing in the with the distance. He's amazing putting pressure, intimidating you. But when he go back and you put pressure on him, he looks uncomfortable, like less power, because the position of his feet is not in the correct spot, and that's why he can put power in his punches.
How long into the fight were you thinking, "Oh, baby, I got this. I got this. This is mine already"? How long into the fight did you realize that?
When I'm start the second round, when I'm starting the third round, I saw directly to his eyes and like, man, we can do it all day. We can do it all day. And man, works, because he looks different. And actually, he looks different in the press conference, giving his sunglasses, never wanted to watch me directly to the eyes. I don't know, it feels different, but I don't care.
Yeah.
I was focusing in the fight,
With all the controversy that went on, with him pushing you and just a few of those things that happens in this sport, what did he say to you after you had won the bout?
Man, obviously he doesn't speak English or
he
Spanish.
Speaks Portuguese,
he speaks Portuguese,
right.
So I don't understand too much. But he said like obrigado, like congrats, and thank you. I was very emotional in that moment, so I don't put too much attention. But man, that's my point. For example, in the press conference, he tried so hard to be the bad guy. Do
you think it was a little forced, fake,
yes,
maybe
man.
falso?
Yeah, but man, I know the guy is is the same guy as me. He's a father, he has a family, he has a daughter's wife, everything. He's a nice guy. Just sometimes the people. I don't want to talk about it just specifically in Brazil, but the people try too much to be the bad guy, and other guys doesn't have that ability.
Yeah, right.
Talking about, for example, Conor. Conor looks like so natural, so like. But other guys like Figueiredo, which me in the press conference looks like so too much, like unnecessary.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Conor, July 10th, Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor 3. a much awaited fight. Nothing's like Las Vegas when Conor's fighting. You know what I mean? It's just a different kind of atmosphere here. You've spent a bit of time with Conor McGregor over the years. How do you see this third fight going?
The one thing that I've known, like just from the couple the conversations that I've had with him, while I'm taking care of him, and I'll use the example of Nate Diaz.
Yeah,
I think he does a good job of adjusting, not just him but his camp. Like they do a good job of like seeing what they did in the first fight, seeing what happened, making the adjustments, learning. So I think that you'll see a different Conor McGregor. You know what I mean? I think the leg kicks obviously played a big role in that. I think he'll figure out a way to deal with it.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's a smart guy and he's got really smart people in his camp. So, we'll see. But I mean, Dustin Poirier is freaking tough as coffin nails. So
yeah.
I think it's gonna be a barn burner. I'm really looking forward to the fight.
Do you have anyone on that card, Jason?
Yeah.
You do? Mm-hmm. Who's on that card?
We just had Louis Smolka pull out right now, actually.
Right.
So we're trying to see what's going to happen there.
What do you think is going to go on with that Dustin Conor fight?
I agree with Elliot. I definitely feel that Conor has always done a great job historically of making the necessary adjustments, of making changes necessary for the rematches. I think Dustin's going to make some changes too.
Yeah,
So
I
I really feel like I wouldn't be surprised if Dustin wrestled a little bit more in this fight. He got Conor down pretty easily.
Pretty quickly in that first round.
I thought Faraz Sahabi said some very good analytics on the breakdown of that fight. I feel like Conor does he mentioned how Conor does very well in the traditional martial arts stance, and I think that if he kind of goes back to that type of footwork and that type of game plan, it would work really well for him. So,
Can you really learn how to check leg kicks like that from the first fight?
There is small adjustments you could make. So
just with positioning of the leg, right? Turning the leg a different way.
Yep.
Do those leg kicks get pretty devastating, Brandon? Have you ever been kicked with one of those real good?
Man, if you have the ability to throw just the kick, Sometimes you put the kick in the best place, or sometimes you kick a little bit the knee. But if your leg is in I don't know how you say in English, but when your leg supports the damage, if you kick at the knee or something like that, you can make too much pain there, So, but yeah, the thing is here, how can change that Conor McGregor for the next one?
Yeah. Well, I tell you what, one of the things that Conor used after that second fight was this title, hemp-powered recovery spray. Have you tried this before,
No.
Brandon? This is the game changer for me.
Right.
So I want you to take that home right there.
Thanks so
I'm going
much.
to take care of
Appreciate it.
Elliot and Jason House. And while we're on the Conor McGregor thing, you know what else helps leg kicks?
proper 12 whiskey.
My goodness.
This is the I got to get the big 1.75 liter. These things are freaking heavy. One of our amazing affiliates here at the show is Conor McGregor's Proper 12 Irish Whiskey, and as tradition here, I've already given you one of these before, but I'm going to give you another one. This is only the champions get the big 1.75 liter. So the passing of the Proper,
Man,
Brandon.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
My goodness, it's heavy.
You know what, Marcus? That we're on the Conor topic too. Like we have Jerome Rivera still on that card,
This one's for you.
It's heavy.
fighting on July
Thank
10th.
you.
And I think it's always a good experience for guys to fight on a Conor card. When you get that kind of experience and you get to see that type of energy, it's different. And I think people always talk about the matchup, but people should also talk about what it's like when you fight on a Conor card, because it is a whole different ballgame. Like Jerome, I was telling him, like, hey man, you got to be ready, because
So do you think that's an advantage for Conor going into a full packed stadium arena, T-Mobile? Their last fight was in Abu Dhabi with a couple of thousand fans. Conor shines in that spotlight. Dustin seems to get a little nervous under it. No, he's not as confident as. Do you think that's an advantage for Conor going into that it's going to be green again in there?
he's one of the few people I've seen that really relishes in that chaos.
Yeah.
That chaos that sometimes overwhelms people. It's like a day in the park for him.
Yeah.
And that's why I felt like when Brandon, I felt like what I felt clicked for us that we were going to win the fight was at the press conference when the frowns were getting rowdy and everything was going crazy. I felt like Brandon really hit a stride there. He gave some great responses to his questions, and we got outside and he was on top of the van and the people were going crazy. At that moment, I felt like, okay, he's really zoned in and embraced in this moment. And I agree. I think Figueiredo pushing him and kind of trying to be the bad guy, it was too forced. I felt like we were kind of just being natural, and I feel Conor is natural in these type settings. These settings are very a natural setting for Conor. You know, he's at weigh-ins. He's very
Yeah,
in
that's
his
because he's had
element.
a few shots of proper 12 before he goes out there. That's probably why.
You know.
Speaking of what's going on, we got some of those assets up here. Can we? I want to see that mural on the wall in Mexico,
My goodness.
which was a mural that was literally painted less than 5
Yeah.
hours.
People need to talk about that more. Right? People are like, God, that mural's amazing. Yeah, the guy did it like within hours. It was
Okay, so there's this mural right here, and I like to see how you got the Monster Energy can. I hope you got a little bit more money for that one, Brandon. But did you go and see this when you went back home?
I can did it. You know what? Because right now, my city is crazy. I mean, for example, here in Vegas, I can go, normally to the grocery store, like normal. But in Tijuana, no, everything changed there.
Really?
Everything changed there. So after the fight, I went to Tijuana for a few days, to spend time with my parents, with my brothers, with my family in general. But I was always in the house because I wanted to go to the street or something like that.
And you just can't do it. Because
Yeah.
people were following you and screaming your name, wanting autographs, pictures.
Something like that. The Monday. I fought Saturday. I came here to Vegas Sunday, and Monday I went to Tijuana. So just that day, just a little bit.
Is there that tattoo you got up there? Let's see that tattoo. There's a guy that got the tattoo right here as well.
Oh man, what's great. I saw him and I met him Monday because my wife and my teammates making a party there in the gym.
Yeah.
And I met him like, man, you are crazy, but thank you so much.
Where was the tattoo?
In the leg.
On the leg.
Yeah.
Okay.
the back
Cool.
of his calf.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if it was on the butt cheek, I'd be really, really, really embarrassed about that one. Brandon, I want you to check this out.
All right.
This artist guy here, he sent me this the other day, and he wanted me to show you. Yeah.
How's it going, Brandon? My name's Ross Baines. I'm an artist from the UK.
We'll be able to hear that.
I've just finished my latest painting, which you can probably see hiding behind me there. So check this out.
This is
No
incredible,
way.
man. This guy's incredible.
No way.
What the teeth.
Yeah, this guy's a guy from England,
My goodness.
and I saw this, and I was like, man, you got to send me a video from Brandon. I mean, see that?
Man,
Yeah.
it's beautiful.
So I'm gonna. He's
That
sending.
is crazy.
He's sending me one for the showroom here. So we're gonna. I'll make sure that I get you one
Wow,
of those
man,
as well.
thank you.
No.
And thank you for the artist. What is
Oh.
the name again?
His name is Ross.
Man, Ross, appreciate it, man. It's fantastic,
Yeah.
Actually, in Arizona, before the fight, some artist in Phoenix, the guy is Mexican, but he moved to Arizona like 2 years ago and gave me a paint. A paint.
Painting. Yep.
And another guy in Tijuana gave me another paint in the party in my gym. This one looks amazing.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
all these gifts the people give me is like, man, I can't believe it, and I don't have the words to explain how I feel.
So is that all? That's what I was going to say. The flip flop of change since you won this beautiful prize here. Has everything changed as far as
So far, yeah. I mean,
all positive, right? All
yeah,
love.
yes, all love, all positive. I remember the last fight in December. Everything changed there. More attention, more respect from the company, the social media. But now it's that, but like by five, I don't know.
Yeah.
Everything changed.
Yeah. Also, so you were there. You were there with all the glory, experiencing everything. You're part of the team now. What's your role with Iridium now, Elliot? Let everybody know what we do in this great company.
Well, I'm now the director of fighter image and grooming, so I take care of all of the fighters that are in the stable, as well as helping to bring sponsors on board that are a part of the grooming sector.
Right.
Clothing, apparel, all that good stuff.
Yeah. You got that video up there. You got that asset in there. Just to give you guys a little bit of an example of what my main man Elliot does here. Oh, Jeremy, slick. Brandon looks like he's getting a tattoo when Elliot's doing his hair.
That's the look I'm talking about. Right
Yeah,
there.
right there. Yeah, man.
Damn. Yeah. My goodness.
Yeah. All the boys.
All the boys.
Awesome. That's Elliot and Co. and the Garrison. Listen, guys, when it comes to, I mean, probably the best haircuts, the best beard trims, the best customer service, the best style of a place. You walk in there and you just feel incredible straight away. And then when you walk out, you feel even more incredible. We're going to have all the links to where you can get your hair done from this amazing company. Hey, so what about, is there the cartoon picture we got up there, Ian?
Oh, man.
That's my guy.
Man, it's very nice too,
Yeah.
man. It's incredible.
You did a great job,
you know,
right?
The people know my collection about with Legos, you know, Funko Pops and Legos.
Yeah, and that's kind of exploded worldwide as well. Like everyone sending you Lego and Funko Pops now?
Actually, Funko Pop sent me a package last week. It was incredible because they sent me a special Funko, very hard to get right now. And like, oh man, thank you so much. Not Lego, not yet, but maybe in the future.
Is there a Brandon Moreno Funko going to come out?
Hopefully, you know. I mean, John Jones have a Funko. Cormier has one. Obviously, Ronda, Conor, UAA Penn, Chris Weidman, Jose Aldo, George St. Pierre, and Habib.
Yeah.
So maybe.
I think I gave you did I give you a Conor one last time you were here?
Yeah. It's very nice.
Hang on.
You have another one? Ben, stop with the gifts. Thank you so much. Man, this is nice.
You don't get Mexican world champions in your podcast every single day, so you spoil them really badly, so they come back.
Man, I feel very spoiled. You know?
So what's up next, Brandon? When do you plan on getting back in the octagon? When are you looking to defend this belt? And if so, do you have anyone in mind that you're looking to destroy next?
Obviously, we have a lot of possibilities. You know, we have the winner between Alex Perez and Askar Askarov, the winner between Pantoja and Roybal.
Yep.
The trilogy. The people was talking about the trilogy with Figueiredo, but the last fight was very dominant, so I don't think it's the next fight.
No,
not right now. Cody Garbrandt want to go to 125. He lost his last fight, so maybe he need to do something more after to go to the title. So we'll see. But I want to fight, you know, October, November sounds good. Right now, I'm you know, a little vacations, trying to spend time with my family, you know, to relax myself, to relax my mind, my body.
driving your new car.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, since this to maybe after my vacations,
Yeah.
I'm started to go very disciplined in the gym again and think about the next fight. But October, November is a possibility for me.
Awesome. Jason, you've got stuff going on every single week, man.
Yeah.
You must be so busy. How does your wife take all that business all the time? She comes with you, right?
Yeah, she's amazing.
She gets to hang out with his babies, and
She manages the manager.
she manages the behind every man. Well, in front of every man, there's always a good woman. I can attest to that. Well, it's great to have her in the studio here today.
She's the real MVP.
Yeah, she's the real MVP.
She kept me sane on fight week.
Really? Were you insane on fight week?
I was just, it's like, you know, you talk about something for so long and it's there. You're just like, man, let's just get this going. Like I was just antsy all week long, ready for this.
Yeah.
For Saturday night.
Yeah.
I just was so happy for Brandon. He had worked so hard for that moment, so I knew it was going to come to fruition.
Yeah.
And Jason's like always, like he's always at like a 9.5. You know what I mean? So like fight week, man, he was at like a 12, 13. You know what I mean? Just full tilt. You know what I mean? There was a couple times where I had to kind of put my hands on the shoulders, like, bro, enjoy it, calm down. That's
You want, because you know what it is. You want everything to go right for him. Fight week, the energy of fight week kind of determines how Saturday night goes.
Yeah.
So you want to ensure everything goes smooth for him. And I'm thankful Elliot was there crushing it for us, taking care of Brandon. You know, Jacob and Jerry, everyone did their part. But you just want to make sure everything flows well for him because he's put so much time into it. You know, I have
See,
so much
there's
respect for
Jason
him.
House being selfless yet again, not really giving a shit about himself, and just more concerned about your happiness. And that says a lot about your management team, brother.
Man, you know, it's like a family. Actually, at first was hard to start to work with you know, with them, with Iridium, with Jason, because I never had a formal manager before, you know. And in Mexico, it's weird to get an American company. So it was like, oh, I don't know, but man, this guy here changed my life, and I don't have just to love for him, for his family, for all the company, for Jeremy, for Jacob, Lance, everybody there, you know, for Ed, who gave me the interviews too. Man, I love these guys, and I don't have just love for them.
You know, one thing many people don't talk about, you know this, and you know what brings this up is Reed Harris. His first fight in the UFC, he had that draw. I've never seen him so devastated backstage. And he was carrying this little toy. What was it that your daughter had?
Yeah, Madison gave me
Yes,
that.
a toy. And I remember just being so heartbroken for him because it was like you finally get back into the UFC, you win in Mexico, but you didn't win because the judges screwed up. You get a draw. I just feel like he's been through so much adversity, right? I mean, you guys ever seen the movie Cinderella Man? I always feel like that's Brandon. Brandon has had, like, nothing has deterred him, right? Like high, low, good, bad, rain, sun, whatever the hell comes. Brandon's just going to keep trucking away, and I think he's the epitome of it's not who's good, it's who's left.
Right.
I think he has stayed the course and is never deterred. He's never called me, complained, moaned, groaned about anything. It's like, this is it? Okay, we do this. And I think that's why he's where he's at right now, you know. And I think he's such a good example because that gym has so many good young fighters, and he has set that tone for that gym now to like, hey, this is the way, right? And what's more motivating? Like when Conor did it for Ireland, right? Like how many people went to the UFC after that? Like he opened that door and he showed them this is the way. Brandon is doing that now for Mexico, right? He is showing the way. Like, hey guys, this is it right here. This is how we do it. You know that I use the same strength coach you use. I use the same boxing coach you use. I've done everything from this. It's amazing to see.
And that's what's so cool about with him being the first, you know, Mexican-born UFC champion is Mexico is known for tough fighters. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? The Mexican way. You know what I mean? And it's so cool to see Brandon be the ambassador for mixed martial arts. Bringing it. I mean, you're just gonna see a wave of tough Mexican MMA fighters coming up after Brandon, and he's the face of that, and it's a beautiful thing. It's really cool to see him have
we
that.
say this now, and I don't think Brandon really like fully grasps it. I think 5 years from now, Brandon will see the footprint he left on this world, and he'll be so happy and impressed with his body of work. I think Ellie and I, we're always looking at it like, man, Brandon's going to leave a mark right now. Like your name's, you know, it's a legacy, right? Your name will always be spoken, and that's so amazing to have a friend. You know what I mean? That's gonna. He's a trailblazer, right? He is a trailblazer.
Absolutely.
You know what's crazy? He started out 3-3 in his career. I was actually at those fights. They were in Riverside, California, and I remember seeing him and Raul. I had guys on the same card. It's so crazy to think that somewhere 10 years later, hey, you guys be working together, and he'd be world champion. He was first fight, second fight on the card. Remember, you were fighting like Ron Scholes and all these guys. So I've known him for years. And it's just crazy how life works sometimes. If you really think about, like, how many fighters start 3-3? 3 wins, 3 losses. Most guys are probably like, you know what? Maybe it's time to
do something more.
Do something else or do something, you know what I mean? Brandon was like, oh, I'm just getting started. like we're just doing this dance. So, I mean, there's just so much I could say about him that, like, I just feel his ability to overcome adversity is just second to none, I feel like. And that always gets overlooked in our sport. It's always about talent, knockout power, or submission skills. People forget, like, man, what he has is something you can't put a price tag on.
And character is one of those things. And it's like, it's unbelievable how many, when I told people you were coming back on the show again, or when I've interviewed you before, literally every single person that I ever speak to, including my mother, including my own mother. Oh, have you got that little Mexican boy on again? Oh, I love him. I love that little Mexican boy. Oh, his smile just... everyone says how much of a good guy you are. Like everyone says it. That doesn't happen with a lot of people in this industry, Brandon. A lot of people don't have that compliment to say. And everyone that I speak to has just always got just the fans especially, and I just fucking love him so much. He's such a good guy. It's got to be a great feeling, eh?
Man, I mean, thank you. You know, it's something natural for me. It's not nothing I try
It's
to
not
work.
forced.
like,
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
I'm just trying to be respectful with the people. I'm trying to be smile to the people because I love the energy when the guy looks happy to see you. You know, that is nice. Maybe I say that before, but man, I love that feeling, and I don't know. I'm a human being just like you and everybody here, and I sometimes I get mad and I'm angry sometimes. You know, ask to my wife. But, I'm an asshole sometimes too. But man, at the end of the way, I'm just trying to be myself and be very natural with the people, and they respect that, and I feel amazing with that.
I mean, you just said it there yourself. Just the natural way that he is with people. People can see real. People can see through fake, and people are drawn to real, especially to someone that's a sweetheart. You know, people are drawn to that, and I think that's just going to be even more crushing for your career because everyone loves you, bro.
Man, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. You know, the love of the people. Marcus, you're an amazing guy, bro, and really appreciate that too.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, what's coming up, Elliot?
Just ripping and running, man. Just grinding. You know, taking care of my guys, making everything happen.
Right. Jace?
Man, we've had a good week so far. We went and saw, thanks to Elliot, we went and saw Chop at Tobin
Yeah.
Dodge.
Yeah, that was nice.
You know,
Man,
Brandon
you know,
got some new rides, took care of his wifey for her birthday.
You know,
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. Big baller over here.
Everyone's been taken care of over
Yo,
there.
and Brandon, the whip that Brandon got that, man. He got some good old fashioned American muscle. You know,
I like that I like that camo color as well.
Yeah.
That deep
But
green.
but I tell you what, man, the birthday gift that Brandon got his wife. Ooh, buddy, man.
Can you stop, man? Because now my wife's she's like this is me.
Marcus, how do you think I feel? That my wife and his wife are like really good friends. I'm like, great, bro, thanks. Hers in December. Now you set the bar so high. Like,
Well, I mean that's awesome, man. I'm so happy for you. And as far as setting the bar goes, we wanted to do something special for you. That's why I brought in my amazing affiliate, who's going to feed you with some of the most tastiest meat pies when you leave.
Awesome.
We brought in the mariachi, and we just wanted to do something special. So I hope you enjoyed that.
man, again, thank you so much for that. And man, I feel very spoiled. Thanks for the gifts. Thanks for the for the Funko Pop, for the whiskey, man. You know,
So-
I feel amazing because I have always gifts when I come here.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
so Marcus, in the near future when we come back, we're going to bring the Brandon Moreno Funko Pop. I'm going to call that out next.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow,
So
the brand-
that'll be the next
Nice.
next thing.
The Brandon Moreno Funko Pop.
Man,
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Oh.
Somebody do some art of the possible Funko Pop. It looks incredible.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, actually, I think I did see that, actually. Yeah,
Maybe,
I
yeah.
did see that. Yeah.
I think it's in Instagram. Yeah.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
oh, hopefully in the future.
Yes.
Well, Elliot, thanks for coming in together.
Bro, my pleasure. Always
Good to see you, man. Always good to see you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be here right now.
Man,
You were the one
if
that
it
pushed-
wasn't for me, you wouldn't look as good as you do.
That's
either,
exactly right, man. That's exactly right. It's walking out of Elliot's better than Botox.
Better than
man.
I need to get that. I need to turn that into a shirt.
Yeah,
I like
better
that,
than
man.
Botox.
Better than Botox.
25%. Okay, and Jason, thanks so much for coming in, man. You
Thank you,
kept
Marcus.
up your word, and I really do
Yes,
appreciate
always.
that. Your team has always been amazing to me and getting me amazing guests, and I hope we can continue this
Always.
relationship in the future.
Like I said, I was telling Brandon last night. I was like, man, you're one of the few people that was like feeding me every week. Like, bro, it's happening because it's crazy because that's all I thought about for 6 months. My wife's so sick of me hearing saying "and you" every morning. So now like I had it on my vision board with a picture of Brandon, but now I changed it and still. You know?
and
So
still.
when I saw Bruce at the cage, I said, man, Bruce, you do not know how long I've waited to hear you say this. He goes, what? He goes, Bruce, I've said this every day for 6 months.
Yeah.
For 6 months every morning, I've started off with your voice.
Oh, that's awesome, man. That's great.
And,
Well,
and Marcus, I wanted to, bro, and I want you to think about this, man. Like the night of, the after party, like it's Brandon just wins the belt. Like it's the room is just full of stars and full of big UFC names. And like Jason literally like walks over to me and, yo, we're going on Marcus's show. You know what I mean? Like he was. I mean, it was really cool, man.
I want to support those who I know you've always had me. You've always been in my, bro, it's Cappy. I can see it. You're a real one, man. I appreciate that. You ride with us thick and thin, and I appreciate that because some people only call when you're on top, and I'm not a huge fan of that.
Absolutely, 100%. And my brother, thank you so much for coming on again. Congratulations for all of
Appreciate
your
it, bro.
achievements. Not only is your family and your team and myself and all the fans, but the whole country of Mexico is just proud of your achievement, and you've solidified your name in stone that you will always be talked about 50 years after you're gone. So congratulations on that, and I really respect you and a lot of love for you, brother.
Man, thank you so much. Thanks so much for the invitations, for the support, because actually Jason told me about that, like, man, every single week told me about the age. I can feel it, and man, I really respect that. Man, thank you so much for the support, because like Jason said, like sometimes a lot of people try to talk with you when you're on the top, but man, what happened before,
That's
right?
it.
So really appreciate it, and thank you, man.
You're welcome. Thanks very much for tuning in, guys. Once again, I want to thank our sponsors, Proper 12 Irish Whiskey, Title Sport, and the Aussie Project. Affiliates here are Elliott & Co. and, of course, Iridium Sports Management. This is Marcus Deegan for The Marcus Deegan Show. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time. The Marcus Deegan Show. Yeah, what's the story, guys? This is Marcus Deegan. Coming up really soon, we are going to be feeding World UFC Champion Brandon Moreno with some of the traditional meat pies at Taste of Australia. Stick around.
Yeah, help yourself. And these are sausage rolls. These are like one of the most popular. It's different, right?
Yeah. Really good. Man, are delicious,
You like it?
This one is really good. And I eat the chicken one with the pies.
Yeah.
That was amazing. Thank you so much for the detail. And congrats, champ.
Selling
Really
yourself
nice.
in, but-
Hard work right here.
Thank you so much. Hope you get everyone.
I'm gonna have Nick reach out to you guys. I'm gonna have Nick reach out to you
Yeah,
guys.
tell us, message us, call us.
Yeah.
We're all on Instagram, Facebook.